So what's your product, Jim? In today's video, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and effortlessly, honestly, effortlessly book yourself 25 product manager interviews a week. And I'm going to go ahead and update this tab to daily, not application tracker, but daily application schedule, because this is what it really is, and getting yourself into this nice little flow. So I'm going to move this thing out here, and I basically broke it down into four, kind of like 5 different phases. Phase 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you want to get access to this resource, I highly recommend you hop over here to Product Manager Job Hunters United, and you go ahead and grab these resources. So first things first is this. What you want to go ahead and do before you even get started on job hunting is you want to go to copy all URLs. Why? Because in order for you to scale up applications at a high quantity quickly and effortlessly, you need to be able to go out there and copy all the tabs. So I tell people what they should be doing here is go to copy all URLs. It's this little umbrella extension. It fits right in your browser, and you click that, and then boom, you're going to go ahead and get everything. So like if I open up all these different tabs, it's just going to go ahead and add all of this right here. It's going to make your life so much easier. Second thing that you want to go ahead and do is you're never going to feel like applying. You're never ever going to feel like applying. So make sure you have a music list, because it just sounds so, I think, like straightforward, that it's almost like really rich. Yeah, but if you have, like, the reason why I'm able to go ahead and work 18 hours a day answering the same questions over and over again is because I made the process fun for myself. If you're doing this right now, you absolutely hate your life. You're not going to want to keep on doing this. And this is going to be something that you're going to have to do for, I would say, probably 45 days to like 90 days, right? You want to be very consistent. So you also want to go ahead and you want to go and get some music ready. The other thing here is review your affirmations. Job hunting is a numbers game. You're going to have times where you feel like this is bullshit. You're going to have times where you're going to ask yourself, is this worth it? You're going to have times where you're going to say, like, product management is over. You have to go ahead and replace those negative thoughts with something a little bit more empowering, which is why we are doing group apply time on school, where we actually have people apply to jobs together. We'll be pairing up people into squads and assigning team leaders and then all that other good stuff. But, you know, people have to basically still do the heavy lifting. But you have all those 3 things. You're basically ready to go. The first thing that you want to go ahead and do is have all your sources for your jobs ready to go. Obviously, number 1, we have LinkedIn, Indeed, Wellfound, Coffee Meets Bagel, Hiring Cafe, built-in, LinkedIn hiring posts, sourcing companies for additional roles, and then you have staffing agency websites. So I would say this is the step here is all of these are staffing agency websites, which we've already sourced for y'all. And I'm just going to add that basically right here. I'm going to go out there and fill it. But this right here is applying on job boards. And what you want to go ahead and do first and foremost is, I already even have the URL here for y'all. Like if you click on this right here, it's going to go directly to, voila, I made it a little bit easier for you guys, right? Do yourself a favor. I've also added these in steps. Download the apps for these resources. Make sure your resume is uploaded. Okay? And, you know, you can go out there and start sourcing roles. LinkedIn is obviously the most common one, but another really good one, Wellfound. Wellfound, extremely common, right? These are roles that are like nobody is actively, I would say most people don't go after this, but they're hiring for so many. Like a lot of product manager roles are actually posted up on Wellfound. This used to be called, you know, probably the other name that you know better is called AngelList. There's also hiring.cafe. Okay, same thing. You go out there and click hiring.cafe and it already plugs up to all of the product manager roles here. Okay. And then you have like, if you want to hit like brain trust, you can go ahead and actually hit, this is actually a website that I actually recommend for a lot of people. But there's no shortage of websites. Like this is a staffing agency website. You hit Motion Recruitment Partners. You go to find a job and you want to go and you want to look up product manager. And you have all these different product manager roles that are open right here. There are so many more sources, but here's the thing that people need to get into their head. What you want to do is you want to source out all the roles, copy all the URLs, get it onto your tracker, and then you want to go ahead and start prioritizing which roles you want to apply to first. But you want to get as much meat on the table. This is a daily application tracker. You want to get as much meat on the table as possible. You want to know why you want to do that? Because here's the thing. Most people, they're telling me like I'm applying to 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs a day. Nothing's ever going to happen at that rate, right? You're going to get this job in 2027. You want to go ahead and actually scale this up. The other thing here is you want to feel pumped up to go ahead and apply. I know a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to go ahead and apply to jobs that I don't want to work at. And it's like, okay, well, the companies that you want to work at, they don't want to hire you because your interview skills suck. Your interview skills suck, not because you're a bad product manager, but because you haven't been interviewing for a while. So when you're going on to that interview, it hits you really hard like, holy shit, if I don't get this job, I have nothing else going on. And I can, oh my gosh, like what am I going to do if I don't get this job? That stuff starts hitting you so hard that you're not interviewing at the level that you could be. This is actually why our people are getting the best jobs, because they have so many interviews. Because they have so many interviews, they get so many offers. I don't know how much more clear I can go out there and make this, but for the people, you're just self-sabotaging yourself. It's like, oh yeah, I went to the gym, so I'm going to go reward myself with like a meal I know I shouldn't be eating. It's not a good way to run your job hunt. Not a good way to go ahead and run your job hunt at all. But you basically have all these different websites. And here's another hack that I want to give you. When you're done sourcing out all these roles, then you want to go out there and apply. So you spend 3 hours. Because we're not making Italian custom-made suits. You want to go ahead and apply. After you've done sourcing, you source and then you apply. You source and then you apply. You source and then you apply. So you could spend 9 a.m. to, I would say, 10 a.m. sourcing. And then you can spend 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. applying. Okay? And then anything else that takes up a lot of time, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., you can go ahead and customize it. Or if they're asking a lot of questions, whatever it is, all you got to go ahead and do is get to that part, the last thing. There's no effing reason why you cannot go ahead and get 150 to 200 applications out, especially if you spend the afternoon kind of sourcing out additional roles. I'll tell you why additional roles is so important. So let's take, for example, here, American Express. Take a look at all these different roles. There's 256 openings at American Express. Not all the roles are posted on job boards. So do you honestly believe that American Express has 256 openings that's posted on Indeed right now on LinkedIn? It is not possible. So you're missing out on a bunch of roles by not sourcing out the direct company website. And those are actually the roles that people are hitting up a lot less, because everybody's just hitting the LinkedIn Easy Apply. The easier it is for you to go ahead and do something, the easier it is for somebody else to go ahead and do something. So let me go ahead and help you out. You're only making your life more difficult. You are only adding more stress into your situation, and you are only hating your life more. You're only interviewing less, which makes you sound worse on the interview. I want to make 2025 your highest earning year yet, and we're not going to be able to make that happen. If we're not going to go out there and be able to make that happen if you're constantly playing American Sniper and just interviewing at very, very small quantities. You're not even getting better. Somebody else that's done 15 interviews the past week is going to sound way better than you. So those 3 interviews where you worked really hard, to customize your resume and go out there and get very targeted for, you're just going to end up throwing all that away. But there's so many other websites like Hire Cafe. I showed you guys like Well Found. Glassdoor too also has a bunch of product manager openings that are not on LinkedIn. So you want to be on the lookout for that. But once you basically have all those different things, the next thing that you want to do is take a little bit of a break. From 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., go to lunch. 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., go ahead and hit up some ghosted applications, ghosted interviews, follow up with some of the interviews that you got rejected from. It's actually not that difficult. You know, I'm about to go out there and actually streamline this process for y'all. But just know, you can spend an hour doing that in the afternoon. Another thing that you can go out there and do is actually record some Loom video pitches, craft some LinkedIn messages, and you can go out there and target some of the companies that were recently funded. Lastly, I would say 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Total up the applications you have. Total up some of your wins. Feel good about it. Post it up on the community channel on School. And the other thing that you can also go ahead and do is create a list of roles to go ahead and apply to. Create a list of roles to go ahead and follow up with. And then update your resume template. Okay? Like, every single day you have a little bit of improvement. I mean, look at this. This is a full effing day. You do this 3, 4, 5 days out of the week. Not to mention you enjoy your life. I mean, we're not killing ourselves here. Look at the schedule. And this is just sample schedule. You can go out there and have whatever schedule you want. You go out there and you get ready to apply from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. You are actually sourcing and applying. 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. you take a lunch. And maybe I should go out there and add that. Eat lunch. Right? Take a lunch. Right? And then you basically here, we can say break. That's from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Right? And then you basically have like these things, little things here bother me here, fam. Okay. And then the other thing that you guys can also go ahead and do is basically from like 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. rest, relax, or go to gym, right? Whatever it is that you want to go ahead and do. That's 06 p.m. to 09 p.m. You guys can go out there and just kind of go out there and enjoy your life a little bit. 02. Right? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. This is just sample schedule. You know, if this is like too much for you, come join School. I'm running a 90-day challenge to go ahead and help as many people land a product manager job as possible. It's easier to do to School. Come meet some new friends. Don't be late to School. See you in School. Let's make this the highest earning year ever.